When you think of Bermuda, what comes to mind? Probably pink sand beaches, right? Well, today we're gonna peel back that postcard image. We're gonna uncover how this tiny, super isolated island actually plays a huge role in shaping our entire world. It's pretty incredible.
All right, so first things first, let's just bust a few myths right out of the gate. A lot of us think Bermuda's is, a Caribbean island and that its whole deal is tourism. But the reality? Oh, it's way more complex and honestly a lot more interesting. It's actually a remote little spot way out in the North Atlantic. Its economy is a powerhouse of global finance, and its tax system, it's much more sophisticated than just being a simple tax haven. And that location, it is so important. Seriously, forget everything you thought about the Caribbean. Bermuda is this solitary rock, a self-governing British territory just out there all by itself in the middle of the North Atlantic. And that isolation, that's really the key to understanding everything else about it. So, if it's not just about tourism and those famous beaches, what's the secret sauce? What's really powering this tiny island's incredible wealth? Well, the answer is an industry that, honestly, most of us have probably never even heard of. But here's the kicker. It affects every single one of us. And here's where it starts to get wild. Take a look at this. Tourism, the thing Bermuda is literally famous for, is just a tiny sliver of its economy, like around 5%. The real engine, the thing that drives almost everything, is international business. That right there is Bermuda's true superpower. Okay, so what is this massive international business? Well, it pretty much all comes down to one thing, reinsurance. So what on earth is that? It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. It's literally insurance for insurance companies. Think about it like a financial safety net, but for the huge companies that give us our home or car insurance. And this is where it really clicks and why it matters to you and me. Imagine a huge hurricane hits Florida or a giant cargo ship sinks. The cost of that is so massive, no single insurance company could possibly pay for it all. So what do? They sell off pieces of that risk to these reinsurance companies in Bermuda. And why should you care? Because without Bermuda playing this role, your insurance premiums, especially after a disaster, would probably go through the roof. The island is basically the world's financial shock absorber. So how did this tiny island become the world capital for this stuff? It's all thanks to a really clever system they call tax neutral. Now hold on, this isn't what you might think of as a typical tax haven. It's not about hiding money. The whole system is designed to just not tax corporate profits at all. Zero corporate tax, zero income tax. You can see why that's super attractive to big companies, right? So how does the government make money? Well, they make it by putting really high taxes or duties on basically everything that gets imported onto the island. And they also have a payroll tax for employers. And the result of this whole specialized setup, it's a GDP per capita that is just staggering. It's consistently one of the highest on the entire planet. We are talking more than $110,000 per person. And just to put that number into perspective for a second, Bermuda's GDP per capita doesn't just beat big economies like the US or the UK. It absolutely dwarfs them. I mean, it's not even close.
Okay, so you've got this island swimming in money from global finance. But what is it actually like to live there? What does all this mean for the everyday person? Well, this is where things get really strange and really, really expensive.
All of that wealth comes with a massive catch, an absolutely extreme cost of living. Just to give you a taste, you see this number? $9. That's what you can expect to pay for a single loaf of bread. 9.
And the reason for these insane prices? It really comes down to two things: isolation and dependency. The island makes almost nothing on its own. So literally everything from your food to your car to the gas you put in it has to be shipped in. And then, remember those high import taxes the government uses? They get slopped on top of everything. The end result is one of the most expensive places to live in the world, period. This really unique situation has led to some equally unique cultural habits. For instance, take a look at this. You might think that's a guy on vacation, right? Nope. In Bermuda, that's a business suit. A blazer, a tie, knee-high socks, and, you guessed it, Bermuda shorts. That's what the bankers and lawyers wear to the office. Seriously. And check this out. Here's another amazing adaptation to living on this rock. Every single house, by law, has to have one of these very specific-looking white stepped roofs. But why? It's because Bermuda has no rivers, no lakes, no natural sources of fresh water at all. So these roofs are actually this brilliant, centuries-old invention designed to catch, clean, and store every single drop of rainwater that falls. That's their only water source. But, for all of this wealth and quirky, resourceful culture, there's another side to the story. And there are some pretty big tensions just simmering under the surface. Yeah, this brings us to something that a lot of locals talk about, the idea of the two Bermudas. On one hand, you have the Bermuda for the wealthy expats, the people who've moved there to work in the high-flying finance industry. And then you have the other Bermuda, the one for the local folks, many of whom are really struggling just to afford the crazy high cost of living in the place they were born. And that deep divide, it creates some really serious social problems. For one, there's a brain drain. A lot of young Bermudians are just leaving. They can't afford to buy a house when the average price tag is over $1 million. And then you've got the mental side of it, this thing called island fever, that kind of claustrophobic feeling you get when you're living on a tiny little island that you can drive across in less than an hour. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, Bermuda is just this incredible paradox, isn't it? It's this tiny, isolated rock that built itself into a global fortress of finance. It literally mastered the art of managing risk for the whole world. And yet, in the process of doing that, it's created a whole bunch of really serious risks right there at home. And that really leaves us with one big, crucial question to think about. For this global financial fortress, maybe the biggest risk isn't another hurricane or a stock market crash. Maybe it's the tensions building up inside its own society. So the question is, in a place that has become the world's best at managing global risk, can it figure out how to manage its own?